Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving straight into a foundational concept that affects absolutely every single one of us. We'll be unpacking the American Management Association's incredibly comprehensive guide on time management. But, as we'll find out pretty quickly, the title of that guide is actually a giant misnomer. We're going to learn how to fundamentally reclaim your day, not by somehow manipulating time itself, but by mastering something entirely different. So get ready to shift your perspective. 24. Whether you're a Fortune 500 CEO, a super busy student, or a stay-at-home parent, we all share this exact same resource. We all get exactly 24 hours in a day. It's the ultimate equalizer. And that brings us to a harsh but honestly completely liberating reality outlined in the very first chapter of our source material.
The guide hits us with a massive paradigm shift right out of the gate. Time itself, it's impossible to manage. You can't slow it down, you can't speed it up, and there's definitely no way to save it in a bank for tomorrow. But you absolutely have the power to manage your actions, your decisions, and manage yourself within those passing hours. Your productivity doesn't depend on somehow magically finding more time, it depends entirely on how wisely you use the time you've already got.
To get us to that point, we'll cover 5 actionable sections today. First, the time management myth. Second, set goals and prioritize. Third, protect your daily focus. Fourth, overcoming the procrastination trap. And finally, balance for sustainable productivity.
Okay, jumping into section 1, the time management myth. The big takeaway here, you are the only variable.
Since the clock ticks at the exact same speed for everyone, we have to look inward. The text emphasizes that when we fail to manage ourselves effectively, we basically set off a domino effect of overwhelming stress, missed deadlines, and subpar performance. When you don't manage your actions, chaos takes over, period. So, the primary lesson from Chapter 1 is simple but profound. Focus all your energy on managing yourself, not time.
Let's move to Section 2. Set goals and prioritize. This is all about working smarter, not harder.
It sounds obvious, right? But you really must know what matters most before you actually begin working. Clear goals act as a powerful mental filter, making it infinitely easier to decide what actually deserves your attention today. By physically writing down your long-term and short-term SMART goals, you can immediately separate the truly important activities from the tasks that are just merely urgent and screaming for attention.
And this perfectly illustrates the famous Pareto principle. Originally used to describe wealth distribution in Italy, it applies flawlessly to your everyday workload. Just 20% of your tasks will often produce a whopping 80% of your results. That's huge. Not every task has equal value. Your job is to identify those high-value activities and ruthlessly minimize the rest of the noise.
So to capitalize on that 20%, you have to plan. Scheduling your days and weeks drastically reduces wasted effort. Prioritizing those high-value tasks first practically guarantees the important work actually gets done. And hey, by estimating task durations and always adding a buffer, you accommodate the unexpected stuff without completely derailing your day. A few minutes spent planning literally saves hours of chaos later.
All right, Section 3, protect your daily focus. Now we are guarding against interruptions.
Look, we live in an era where our technology is constantly trying to hijack our attention, but it should support your work, not control it. To defend your focus, you got to do a few things. Turn off those unnecessary notifications. Stop constantly checking your inbox. Batch it by setting specific times instead. Politely decline meetings that don't absolutely require your presence. Limit daytime social media, and use folders and filters to keep your digital life sane. You have to be intentional.
But, it's not just about digital distractions. The guide specifically points out that an organized physical environment saves time too. A clean workspace truly, genuinely supports a clear mind. Simply removing physical clutter, organizing your files, and keeping your most frequently used items within arm's reach is a proven, crazy simple way to save precious time and preserve your mental energy for the tasks that actually move the needle.
Moving on to Section 4, overcoming the procrastination trap, because progress beats perfection every time. Even with a pristine desk, a brilliant plan, and absolutely zero notifications buzzing at you, we all still face the ultimate enemy of execution: procrastination. Delaying important work creates massive anxiety, but the solution? It's remarkably simple. Step 1. Break that massive, intimidating project down into much smaller, bite-sized steps. Step 2. Focus only on starting the very first small action. Don't even look at the finish line. And Step 3. Reward yourself after completion. Just get moving, because progress always beats perfection. Finally, Section 5, Balance for Sustainable Productivity. This is about thriving in the long term. Relentless execution, day in and day out, without any rest or assistance? That just leads straight to a wall of burnout. You simply don't have to do everything yourself. Delegation is a massive multiplier for productivity. Assign suitable tasks to others, but make sure you give exceptionally clear instructions. Once you've done that, trust your people to complete the work. You can follow up, sure, but you absolutely must do so without micromanaging. Proper delegation frees you up for your high-value 20% and empowers the people around you.
Ultimately, productivity is only sustainable when you acknowledge that you're a human being, not a machine. You have to draw hard boundaries between your work and your home life by setting strict cutoff times. You've got to prioritize your physical health, get enough sleep, and move your body. You must protect your mental well-being by actively scheduling real breaks into your day. And please, invest in your relationships by spending quality, undistracted time with your family. Without this balance, true long-term productivity is just impossible.
So, wrap-up time. We've learned from the AMA guide that time is completely out of our control, but our actions, those are entirely in our hands. Plan, prioritize, eliminate those distractions, and balance your life. The clock is ticking for all of us right now. Knowing you are the only variable you can actually control, how will you choose to invest your very next 24 hours? The choice is entirely yours.